chicken cordon bleu. I don't think that requires much introduction. It's cheesy, it's gooey, it's fantastic. Super good for your cholesterol, by the way.
Doctor's order.
But anyway, I have a couple of nice chicken breasts here. And of course, you can go buy and butterfly them and all this, but honestly, it's not really necessary. We take one here, and the side where the skin was, we put that downwards, and then we simply just fold our paper, and then we pound it out directly. So it's significantly easier than starting with all that butterfly and cutting off your fingers. So, and there we are, nice and thin. So let's open her up here and see how this is looking. And that's what you want, a big, thin piece like this. Then we take our beautiful little thing here, and then we're gonna give it 2 slices of cheese. Originally this would be Swiss cheese, because originally this is a Swiss recipe. And then we take some ham. And let's see.
Salt and pepper and stuff, we do it on the outside.
Yes, yes. So there we go. More cheese.
Ah, it is quite cheesy.
Yeah, but it has to be good. And then we roll this up. This is a little bit of a trick, because you want it snug when you roll this up, which it's going to be. There we are. One beautiful, almost ready Cordon Bleu, because now I'm going to show you a trick. Here we are, and as I said, we're going to give it just a little bit of salt and pepper here, but don't do too much, as I said, because the ham is particularly this specific brand of ham. It's pretty salty, and so is the cheese. So we give it some of this, and then we're going to put it on some cling film, and then we roll it up, nice and snug.
Nice burrito.
Nice burrito. Yeah. And then we swing it around here. It becomes like a little sausage roll like this. Give it a couple of turns so it becomes
very tight.
Very tight. And now this goes in the freezer for 30 to 40 minutes. While the little packages are in the freezer, we are going to make maybe the most important part of this recipe, the bechamel.
Ooh, I love bechamel.
That is just good. And we're going to start out with a simple roux, 4 tablespoons of butter. And we start melting that, not at too high temperature. We don't want it to brown, we only want it to melt for now. So we can build the base of our nice bechamel. So let this melt for a minute or so. And when all that is melted, we add 3 tablespoons of flour, or 4 depending. And now we want to cook this out for a minute or so and keep stirring this, because you don't want lumps, but you want to cook it out so you get that raw flour flavor out of this. So let that bubble away for a little bit. That's about it. So it's cooked, and then we go in with some full-fat milk, little by little, and then just keep stirring. You see, then it becomes a little bit lumpy, but as long as you keep stirring, the lumps, they will disappear all on their own. So you're gonna get a nice, thick bechamel sauce. And we want this bubbling away. And when everything is nice and thick like this, then we're gonna do the rest of the things. First up, 100 grams of grated Parmesan. That is a big part of this. And that's also why they haven't added any salt yet, because this is salty. So let that mix into our sauce. That melts pretty quickly, actually. And that will add extra thickness to the sauce also, because you want this to be thick and luscious and nice. And you can always, if it gets too thick for you, you can always add a tad more milk if you want to, but
or
it has to be
thin, play with the flour.
It has to be like this, in my opinion, so it really goes well over our beautiful Cordon Bleus. Then, as you said, no nutmeg, because this is not a nutmeg recipe, but we need a good couple of teaspoons of Dijon mustard. That needs to be here. And then we need white peppercorn. Use black if you don't have white, but I think they look prettier for this kind of white sauce. So, and then, since I forgot to put garlic powder in our chicken, I think I'll add it in my sauce instead.
Yeah, well, we have garlic, but
I was supposed to put garlic powder on the chicken, but I forgot that. So we're gonna give it a little bit here, just like half a teaspoon, something like that. I don't want it to be like a tzatziki, just, just a hint in the background, you know. And then it's taste test for salt. Ooh, that's good. That is just good. The Dijon mustard, that makes all the difference here. Okay. A pinch more salt.
I'm curious to try this bechamel. Honestly.
You're gonna love it. That looks pretty to me. So now what we're gonna do, we are just gonna put a lid and keep this warm while we finish our cordon bleu. And here they are, out of the freezer, not fridge, freezer. And they are nice and frosty. They still have a little bit of give. They're not frozen, but they are firm to the touch. And that's what you want, because you want them to be able to maintain their shape while we do the breading. Regular all-purpose flour, tablespoon of freshly cracked black pepper and a tablespoon of sea salt, beaten egg, panko breadcrumbs. Now you could go wild and you could add some chili here if you wanted to, this, that, and the other, but that would not be traditional. I'm just saying, you can do whatever you want. And these are so big that we can't really do the dry hand, wet hand, so this is just gonna be messy. You have to live with that, but that's how it is. It's,
be prepared for
it's a messy business, yeah. But you see how nice they keep their shape? That helps a lot. So, breadcrumbs, and you wanna make sure they are properly coated also on the ends here, don't give it up. Sprinkle on top. Pat it in. You want them to be really well covered so we get that nice crust on these. And that's why there's relatively a lot of salt in the flour, because you want that thin crust to have that saltiness when they come out of the fryer. So here we are, first one done. Gonna do one more and then I'll see you over on the fryer. You can cook this in 3 different ways. Traditionally it would be cooked pan-fried actually. You can also do them in the oven straight up. But we are going to do a little bit of a hybrid here today, because we're going to put it in the deep fat fryer and give it a nice crust, and then we're going to finish it off in the oven afterwards. And I think that's sort of recipe for success. So here we go. In with 1, in with 2, and it's running at 180 degrees, which would be 350 Fahrenheit. And then into the oil they go, and we let them crispen up. That was a good 7-8 minutes, and look how pretty they became. Ooh, that is just pretty. And of course, because they were in the freezer, they are not nearly cooked now. It's only the crust we were building right now. So now we want to carefully transfer them to an oven pot here. Don't break the crust. And then we're going to put them middle rack, 180 degrees in the oven, until they are fully cooked. We will check the temperature with our thermometer, but that will take 15-20 minutes. There they are, out of the oven. Temperature is perfect. We took them at 68, 69, because the carryover temperature will take them a little bit further. But listen to this. If that's not beautiful, but let's see how they look on the inside, because that's the money shot here. And there you have it. It looks amazing, and I mean the cheese you see here, this is just gonna be good. Let me cut off a piece here so I can give you a verdict on this. As I said before, the real star of the show, we need some of our sauce. Extra sauce, always extra sauce. That's the good stuff. That is decadently good. I mean, this can make grown men cry. And absolutely, the sauce is the star of the show in a sense. With that little bit of mustard in the background, juicy chicken, smoked ham, and excellent cheese on the inside. What can go wrong here apart from your cholesterol number?